few winners over Christmas. The Premier League went mental because of the New Year's Day being on a Sunday, so it was like Premier League game, break, Premier League game immediately afterwards, and Championship as well. But now that's all over.
It's time for the biggest weekend of every football fan's life. The third round of the FA Cup.
The worst.
So excited.
Thing.
Every single time it comes around, I'm so excited.
The worst
waiting for
thing.
Bristol City to get their big draw. Who did we get?
Fleetwood.
Fleetwood.
Town. The worst thing. Other than international break, I can't be bothered with the FA Cup. But there's still money to be made, of course. We're going to go for a quick fire 10.
Yeah, because there's actually
thing.
7 live fixtures over the weekend of the FA Cup. That's how important the FA Cup is. 7 live fixtures.
How many are on BBC? Do you know?
I think it's 2.
I bet it's like something really bad.
I think the West Ham game is Friday night.
Oh, that'll be alright.
West Ham, Man City.
That'll be alright. But still, how much is Guardiola going to care about that?
Well, he doesn't care about anything these days, does he?
No, he does not care about one thing. Okay, so yeah, the first game we're looking at is West Ham versus Manchester City. Yeah, well, like you said, Guardiola is just like... he said the other day that he thought that City would be his biggest challenge, that's why he came here. Essentially saying that all the players are rubbish compared to the things he's had before. But who do you think? What's going to go down in this game?
Well, I'm thinking here actually West Ham have got a real chance. That West Ham have shown real improvement over the last few weeks from where they were at the start of the season, where they were really struggling. Looked as though Bilic may be leaving because of the poor performances, but he's really managed to turn it around. Even with 10 men against Man United at the London Stadium last time out, I thought that they had a real...
Shocking red card, wasn't it?
Decent go at it. It was a poor call by Mike Dean yet again, but they showed real spirit in that game. Only lost the game 2-0 up against the Man United team for 80 minutes with 10 men, which isn't too bad.
No.
And they're coming up against a Man City team that are still a little bit shaky. As we said, Guardiola is showing signs of stress. They only beat Burnley 2-1 at home. Of course, they were the recipients of a red card as well in that game. But I think here the Hammers are a decent price at 5-4.
Yeah.
They're at home up against Man City, and they can either win or draw this game. It's a match where I'm not entirely sure what team Guardiola will put out. I'm not entirely sure how important he sees the FA Cup. Of course, they're still in the Champions League as well, so they've got more pressing matters perhaps. So I'm not entirely sure that they'll play a fully strengthened team. West Ham are slightly less than full strength thanks to the African Nations Cup, but to win or draw this game, I think at 5-4 is a decent price.
I just realised something.
So,
I changed my fantasy team this morning,
and
not knowing it was FA Cup.
Oh no!
I'm asking for an injury.
You are absolutely asking for an
injury.
injury.
Did some big changes as well. I put Sanchez in. Oh, what an absolute nightmare that is.
What a Wally. Mike
Dean.
You can't blame Mike Dean for your poor fantasy team.
I'm just thinking of things and then saying them. Mike Dean. I can't. Even though he did such a bad decision, I still wasn't annoyed. I just thought he's funny. he's funny.
Brilliant.
He's a funny guy. When he does that, when he did celebrating.
Yeah.
That was the best thing ever. I need that no-look yellow card. Okay, next up, Saturday, 12:30. Manchester United versus Reading. Manchester United on a ridiculous unbeaten run. They look a transformed side at the moment.
So
he's really pulled it out of the fire, hasn't he, Mourinho? Zlatan is looking excellent. Martial's looking good. They're all looking good.
Yeah.
Who's going to win this one?
But interestingly, of course, it's the return of Jaap Stam to Old Trafford. He's now manager of Reading, and he's doing very, very well for them. They're third place in the championship.
Yeah.
They look like the team that may well press both Brighton and Newcastle.
Ridiculous win at the
top
the other day, didn't they?
They had a pretty good win where they were losing 2-0 with 15 minutes to go and managed to win at Aston Gate, obviously. Well done to them. But they are a comfortable team in possession. At the start of the season, Reading fans weren't a fan of the new style where they were keeping the ball. They had something like 72% of the ball at Aston Gate, and they do just dominate play. Obviously, doing that at Old Trafford is unlikely. So they'll have to try something else. They have already gone to the Emirates this season though, so they shouldn't be too overawed by the occasion. They put in a pretty decent performance there. They only lost 2-0, and with goals in their side now, they've actually scored in each of the last 12. So I think that a goal threat is there for Reading,
Yeah.
and Man United have conceded in 4 of their last 5 at home.
Mm-hmm.
Both teams to score here is available at 6-5, and that's my tip there for that game.
6-5 odds against both teams to score. Quite good.
And then we've got 3 o'clock Saturday games, 3 o'clock Saturday games,
Yep.
starting at Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing MK Dons, and I think they're a really good price there at 1-2 just to win that game. Brighton are on a 5-game winning streak at the moment. They're bossing the Championship, and they should put an MK Dons side who have won just 3 and 13 to bed. And a price of 1-2, I think, is a pretty decent price.
They
there.
came from 1-0 down as well, didn't they, at the
They
weekend?
did, but they're only in League One. They're not the top of the Championship like Brighton are. So
Yeah.
1-2 there. Moving on to Aston Gate, where I think it could be a bit of a banana skin. Things aren't hunky-dory at Aston Gate, although we've just signed 2 international players. So
What team?
the Bosnian 6'6" striker that's not Dzeko,
Why do you have so many big strikers?
and a German guy called Hagler, who scored in the Champions League 2 years ago.
He's
so
international.
so he must be good. But at Aston Gate, it's not looking good with 9 losses in their last 10 games, coming up against a Fleetwood side who have not lost any of their last 11, so they should fancy getting something from that game. And was looking at the prices there. They're 9-2 to win. I don't necessarily think that they're going to win the game, but 6-4 to either win or draw in the double chance market, I think is a good price there.
Not bad.
Up against a Bristol City team that are going to be nervy, playing in front of their own fans in a match that they should win,
Yeah.
but they're in not good form.
I would not want to do that.
Yeah.
That'd be awful. Next, the last 3 o'clock game on Saturday that we'll be covering, Sunderland versus Burnley,
Yeah.
Premier League affair.
Premier League affair, it sounds it as well.
Northern Derby.
So you have to give the Black Cats here the edge, I think. Burnley just can't buy a win on the road. They haven't won any of their 10 matches away from home this season. Scored just 3 goals away from home as well in that process. So, and Sunderland have lost just 1 in 5 at the Stadium of Light. Gave Liverpool real fright in their last match at home as well. So Sunderland to win here at 5-4 up against a Burnley team that just can't perform away, I think is a decent price.
Defoe to score. That's my tip. Just scores
If
every
he's
game.
still there. It seems like every team wants him.
Yeah. I heard he was going to go back to West Ham. Didn't they just reject a bid from West Ham?
I think they did, yeah.
Recently. Next up, Preston versus Arsenal. This looks like a game where Arsenal could lose. This looks like a classic game that Arsenal are going to lose against Preston away in the FA Cup. They're going to play a kids side.
Do you think?
Full of kids.
Full of kids.
Yeah. I reckon.
What they could do?
And Giroud up front.
And Giroud, because he's a goal machine.
Yeah.
And here I'm going to go for a 15-8 shot where it's Arsenal to win and both teams to score. Arsenal showed very poor defensive work in midweek up against Bournemouth, going 3-0 down early on, and Preston will certainly fancy their chances of scoring at Deepdale. North End have only failed to score at home twice this season, so back them to score, but of course the likelihood is that Arsenal will go on to win the game. So back Arsenal to win and both teams to score at 15-8.
Good price. Good price. Cardiff versus Fulham is the next match. Championship affair this time.
Absolutely.
Fulham are doing all right recently. Didn't they just recently? They were winning and then they lost.
Yeah.
Was that against Brighton?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So, but they're still doing all right.
But everyone loses against Brighton.
Yeah, everyone loses against Brighton. Cardiff versus Fulham. What's going to happen in this one?
Well, oddly, this match is kicking off at 11:30 in the morning, and it's live on BBC One Wales. So a lot of people will probably miss this one.
That is weird.
On a Sunday. But since Neil Warnock has taken over as manager at Cardiff, they've lost just twice at home, so he's making it a bit of a fortress. And I'm backing them to get something from the game here. Fulham are big favourites to actually win this game, even though they're playing away from home. But Fulham have only won 3 of the last 8, so by no means do I see them being a guaranteed winner here. And I think Cardiff draw no bet at 21-20 for a home game, a side that have lost just twice at home since Warnock has taken over. Decent price that. Draw no bet, so of course you'll get your money back if it's a draw.
Cool. Next up, Liverpool versus Plymouth. Plymouth is probably one of my local sides.
They're your local rivals.
They used to be the biggest rivals that we had. Exeter versus Plymouth. You don't want to be down there. Don't want to be near Princess Exeter versus Plymouth. It all kicks off. But they're playing Liverpool today, who are probably slightly better than Exeter.
Probably are, yeah.
And Liverpool sorted out their defence recently, it seems, other than the last game. But
yeah.
Yeah, what do you think's going to happen here?
Yeah, so like you say, Liverpool's defence has been pretty decent. They've kept 3 clean sheets in 5, and that's largely because they brought back Mignolet, whereas they were trying to go with Karius, who's clearly not quite ready for Premier League action. They've taken him out of the side, and it's coincided with them conceding a lot less goals.
I bet he feels good about that.
Bet he feels good about that. But he's young and he'll improve. Plymouth, though, have scored 20 goals in 16 away games this season, which isn't a terrible return, more than a goal a game on average. However, they are playing at Anfield, and the chances are going to be kept to a premium, aren't they? And Liverpool have already kept clean sheets against Football League sides Burton and Leeds, playing in the Capital One Cup. Sorry, it's not called the Capital One Cup anymore. It's called. Is it called? What is it called now?
Whatever it is.
I can't remember.
Everyone knows what we're talking about. It's fine.
The League Cup. Let's just call it the League Cup.
Yeah.
Liverpool to win to 0 it's the first odds-on shot out of these 10, and I do think it will come true. Liverpool to keep a clean sheet and win the game 4-5.
It's only 4-5 though. It's hardly an odds-on shot. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Next up, Spurs versus Villa. Now Villa have been obviously pretty disappointing in the league. They look good some days and then they just bottle it up days.
Yep. And it's exactly how it's going because they're only good at home. They're really good at home. Undefeated at home, are Aston Villa this season, but away from home, 0-0-0. Not very good at all. Aston Villa have scored just 8 goals in 14 matches on the road this season. So Tottenham, who have kept 7 clean sheets at White Hart Lane already this season, including up against the free-rolling Chelsea last night. Tottenham to win to 0 at 11-10. Of course, Villa will be without Jonathan Kodjia, who's their top scorer this season, because he's playing for the Ivory Coast in the African nations. So
they're done for.
So 11-10 on Tottenham to win to 0 in that game looks a really, really nice price.
They are done for without that guy. He's been scoring all their goals. I saw something. I saw something about. It might not be now. It was a while ago actually when their away goal scoring record was worse than Rotherham.
When you're worse than Rotherham, you know what issues.
Final game Monday evening. Cambridge United versus Leeds.
Yeah, saving the best till last.
Why have they done this? But anyway, what's going to happen in this game?
I think it's going to be an away win here, Jake. Leeds to win. Gary Monk is doing an absolutely fantastic job at Leeds, and I think that they can beat a Cambridge team on Monday night because the Yorkshire side have won 6 of the last 9 of late, and they can beat a Cambridge side who, whilst they have beaten Sheffield Wednesday at home this season in the League Cup, that should be a real sign to Leeds to play a strong side. Don't take them lightly because they can cause an upset, and they have done in the recent past. So Leeds can win here at best price 23-20. I think that's a really good price.
That's a superb price. Leeds aren't on that bad.
Leeds are good these days.
Leeds are not that bad.
So those are 10 tips there that we've rattled through.
That's an enormous. That's an enormous acca.
It's a tenfold.
That's an enormous acca.
So let's go through them quickly again. It's West Ham double chance against Man City 5-4. Both teams to score 6-5. Man United against Reading. Brighton to beat MK Dons at 1-2. Fleetwood double chance against Bristol City at 6-4. Sunderland to beat Burnley at 5-4. Arsenal to win and both teams to score at 15-8 against Preston. Cardiff drawing a bet against Fulham at 21-20. Liverpool to win to 0, 4-5 against Plymouth at home. Tottenham at home against Aston Villa to do the exact same, to win to 0, 11-10. And finally, Leeds to beat Cambridge on Monday night when that one's... If all those 9 hit and it's all falling down to this Monday game, I will be very, very stressed on Monday. That would be
the most stressed I've ever been for a Cambridge United match. But don't forget, not that long ago we did hit a tenfold.
We did 1,045 to 1.
1,045 to 1. So it happens. It has happened.
It has happened.
It has happened.
And it will happen again.
And it will happen in this FA Cup to make it a lot more interesting. Okay, so that's that.
That's that.
Yeah.
That's the FA Cup tips. For the 3rd round, don't forget to subscribe to the Easy Odds channel for more videos like this. Also, Jake's horse racing tips. He's got a tip up for the Tolworth right now that you can view, and it's going to be a pretty tasty 4-1 shot.
Yeah, it's alright.
So make sure that you watch that to get that tip, as well as all the others available on easyodds.com. Give us a subscribe, a like for this video, and all the best for your tenfold acca, because if we're coming in, we won't be in next week.